Hey, what's up? This is Phil Ebner again with another lesson in the amazing lower thirds course. Today we're going to be going over a cool lower third that replicates a basic news title. You know, you might run into this a lot when you're creating lower thirds. If you're doing a news show or if you end up getting hired to do news titles or anything or just to show off your skills, you might want to create something similar to this. So check this out. I mean, it basically looks like something you would see in the news. It's got these subtle bars you can see at the bottom that are moving across, because if you really look closely at any news program's titles, there's always some sort of motion, always some sort of graphic nowadays. Alright, so how do we make this? Because this one has a lot of pieces to it. First, as always, it's always starting out slowly. News titles, we'll create a new composition. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is create the basic shape of this title. So go to Layer, New Solid, and do a dark, kind of a dark blue. Right about there is good. And then I'm going to make this 50% so we can see the whole thing more clearly. Choose the rectangle tool and create a bar. Oops. Make sure you have this selected and then create our screen. So there you have your basic shape. Then what we're going to do is create this white bar around it. So we're going to duplicate this. To select the bottom one, go to Layer Solid Settings and change the color to white. Okay. So then we're going to press MM to bring up all the mask properties, and this mask expansion we're going to increase it by, we'll say, let's go do 5 pixels. So now it has a white bar on the top and the bottom. And so there you have the white bar on the top and the bottom. Then we want to create this kind of blue bar effect where the bars are going across. So I'm going to duplicate this top layer, and we actually have an effect already in After Effects called blue bars. So it's under animation presets, synthetics, and blue bars. So go ahead and click and drag that onto our top piece right there. Alright, so as you can see here, the bar, kind of the blue bars, it covers this entire image right here. So we want it just to be in the shape of the bar down here. So to do that, it's a pretty simple fix, is you turn off or turn on this preserve underlying transparency for this top bar right here. And as you can see, it basically makes the blue bars only show where this bottom bar is. So that's why we created that bottom bar. And so if we render this out for a little bit, you will see how it looks. And I think already I know I want to create more bars. I want more bars going up and down with it. But it looks pretty good. It's moving pretty fast though. So I'm going to press U, which brings up all the keyframes. I'm going to select the last 2 keyframes and increase that to 10. Then by adding blue bars, it added all these different effects to this layer. I'm going to go to the Mosaic one where it says horizontal blocks. I'm going to increase that to 30. So that makes more bars like so. I'm going to select all and press SS so that all the drop-down menus close. Then I want to create this blue bar on top that has this shadow underneath it. So I'm going to duplicate this second, the bottom blue bar, duplicate that, move it on top, and I'm going to change the color by adding a ramp effect. So type in ramp, or you can go up to layer or effect, generate ramp, And then I'm going to change the color of this to be kind of a dark blue to a even darker blue ramp. So choose your two colors, and then make sure you set the start and end of ramp position. So I'm going to start the ramp here and then end the ramp right about there too. Alright, but then I don't want it going down the whole way because this covers up the blue bars that we had before. So press M to bring up the mask of this one, select the mask, and then double click the edge of it and move this up so that you decrease the size of this ramp, or of this mask. So right there you have it like so. Just checking out there. Well, it's looking pretty good. We're going to add a drop shadow, so go type in drop shadow to your effects, drop it onto your shape right there. We're going to increase the size of this and distance, so we'll increase this distance to 10 and the softness to 15. And then we're going to change the direction so that it's completely directly down. So I'll do 180. I might even do a little bit more, so distance, just play with it. Increase the distance and the softness. Just play around until you think it looks right. Change the direction a little bit. Maybe even, yeah, so that's looking pretty good. Alright, so now we have our bar with our drop shadow, and the next thing we want to do is add this little red bar over here. So go up to Layer, New Solid. We'll just make it red for now, even though we're going to add a ramp to it as well. And select the rectangle tool, create your little rectangle, and then add a ramp to it. And we want the ramp to go from black to red. So go ahead from black to red. This red, maybe make it a little bit darker red. And then change the end ramp positioning and the start ramp positioning. So it's like so. And here we have our basic structure and basic motion of the blue bars underneath. And it's looking pretty good so far. So now we just have to add the actual titles themselves. So go ahead and start adding your titles. You can say, you know, whatever the channel is, my channel now. And I'm going to change this to be still Helvetic Anoia, condensed black. Change it to white. And decrease the size so that it fits into this over here. And of course, it looks small here, but when it's on a large TV screen, it's probably going to be able to be seen. Okay. And then I'll just duplicate this title by copy and pasting it. Put it up here, and then, you know, whatever your channel title is, I'll just say 02. Increase the size a bit and put it over here so it aligns with the right side of this bar. I'm going to drop the opacity, so press T to bring up opacity, and we'll try 25. So that's looking good so far, like that. Then I'm going to add my main titles, so go ahead right here. I did Rant's Strong Arm. Play on words. Increase the size a bit. And then I'm going to duplicate that. I'll add his other title that will give his some more information about him. Decrease the size. Not stylist, cyclist. I'm getting tired. Okay, put it up there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of a drop shadow to these guys as well. So go ahead to Effects and Presets, drop shadow. I'm going to increase the softness to 5, and the opacity I'm going to drop to 35. I'm going to just copy and paste this drop shadow to my Rance Armstrong one, and there you have a basic news bar. And from here you can add an image to it. So I'm just going to add an image down here to the bottom. But as you can see, the actually these blue bars, you can actually see them right here. So you have to pre-compose the entire lower third bar to make sure that the blue bars don't show over this image. So select all of them, right click and press pre-compose. We'll just say lower third bar. Go back to our news title, and now it's all in this composition. Our bars, our blue bars that are moving, don't show up in our cyclist's face. And there you have a nice, a cool little news looking lower third, something that you can use for if you're creating a reel or an effects reel, or you're making your own news show. Super cool, super neat. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you have any questions, please let me know. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.